Before embarking on lesson preparation, it is very important to analyse which elements of language learning are best suited to the classroom-based phase, real or virtual, and which are best suited to the potentially mobile, private study phase of language learning. There is an enormous difference between using a textbook as the core curriculum and bolting on a few online exercises for homework, and using digital materials as the core curriculum, with the teacher as a coach developing in the classroom the language skills based on the knowledge the students have acquired outside the classroom. So our lesson planning begins with an appraisal of which knowledge and skills can best be taught by the teacher and which can most appropriately be acquired outside the classroom using video and other digital media. This in itself will provoke not only a change in teaching style, but also a complete change of mindset, flipping the classroom and positioning the learner at the centre of the curriculum. First, the learners can acquire key vocabulary using an online or mobile vocabulary trainer. That way, they can learn the vocabulary they are going to need at their own pace. Time is saved because definitions and translations are automatically provided. And the learners can practice saying new words and sentences out loud, comparing their pronunciation and intonation with that of the native speaker. Secondly, the students can watch the scenic videos that will be used in the classroom in advance, so that they come to the lesson better prepared for the teacher input. The videos can be watched again after the lesson in order to revisit more challenging aspects of the material and to practice pronunciation by repeating what the actors say. And the learners can watch or re-watch any of the videos based on grammar in order to consolidate and practice key grammatical points. Thirdly, the learners could work through various online exercises and games in order to consolidate and practice the main knowledge and skills already taught in the real or virtual classroom. Or they could, of course, work through the online exercises in preparation for the classroom teaching, so that they are more conversant with the material even before the following lesson. Since the learners have already worked through much of the lesson's input in the private study phase, the teacher is freed up to provide extensive oral practice with the learners, making best use of pair work exercises, role play and group work. It depends very much on the lesson topic and on the language level of the learners. But if the level is high enough, investigative group work is always a good idea. For example, from level A2, planning a holiday or a business trip to the foreign country, researching the history of a foreign town, compiling a product review, solving a mystery, and so on. During this kind of group task, the teacher can support individual students, engaging them in the target language, giving tips, and teaching the language required in the context in which it's needed, which always helps long-term retention. The main issue is that the teacher can be overall more learner-focused. For example, the teacher has more time to correct individual learners' pronunciation and has more time available for answering any specific questions the students may have about culture, vocabulary or grammar. The teacher has time to offer, as appropriate, coaching to the learners via telephone, virtual classrooms, webinars, email and social media. The teacher can also be a role model by playing the video material to the teaching group and showing them how to make best use of the materials. For example, by repeating what the actors say, guessing what will happen next, watching with and without the audio, discussing cultural aspects and regional accents, exploiting the subtitles and transcript, reenacting a scene from the video, or acting out a continuation of the plot, and so on. And since the teacher does not have to spend so much time marking exercises, he or she can also find the time to make supplementary materials that address the learner's specific strengths and weaknesses. Digital assessment and integrated learning management systems can significantly enhance the concept of blended learning by providing instant and transparent feedback. For the students, both being able to see the correct answer and to receive real-time feedback about their progress has a major impact on their motivation. For the teacher, digital assessment means less time spent on marking many routine exercises and, with the learner's prior permission, that the teacher can use the digital monitoring in order to prepare lessons that address specific needs and strengths and weaknesses of the learners. The teacher then combines the digital assessment with the assessment made during classroom teaching in order to build up a holistic picture of each individual's learning progress. Thank you very much for watching, and join me for the next video.